Take your
what I
time.
want your what I want your fan base to understand is this: catalog is everything, bro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Mix. I go by the name of Keyz, and on this episode, we have somebody legendary with us today. I mean, he got many hats: producer, engineer, keyboardist, organist, programmer. He's the founder, CEO of the Stay Home Money Movement. He's also a Grammy voter. He has worked with various artists such as Maranda Curtis, Tye Tribbett, Boys II Men, Anthony Brown, who else? Marvin Sapp, Jason Nelson. The list keeps going on and on and on. He's a man that has contributed to a lot of the music that you probably listen to and you probably don't even know. He's responsible for a lot of it. So I would like to bring to the table none other than the one and only Dana Sorey. How are you, sir?
What's going on, everybody? Keef, what's the deal, brother? Pleasure's all mine being here, bro.
Yeah. So, man, real quick, before we jump into a lot of questions, for the people who may not know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, man. Well, my name is Dana Sorey. I started my career a minute ago just being a keyboard player for the Tri-State Mass Choir, which was founded by Edwin Hawkins up in South Jersey. And in that, going to a high school in Willingboro, which I was born and raised. Well, I wasn't born, in Willingboro, but raised in Willingboro. I was born in Bristol, Pennsylvania, but moved to the suburbs of Willingboro. And that's where I kind of, my dad was a musician himself, and we had an organ in the house, so always on the organ. My granddad had a church, so of course, you were forced to play. If you thought about music,
right,
get your behind over there and play, play for the choir. So when my mom and my dad got separated, my granddad kind of forced me to play for the services, fumbling and all. You figured it out. And in being in that Willingboro area, I ran, and we had all these different districts. And I ran into Tye Tribbett in one of these districts, like the best of each district will come together and create one band. And I met Tye Tribbett in jazz band. He was really good in jazz drums, and I was really good at keys and drums. So we met each other and became really, really good friends, and really actually best friends. And then Tye started his choir. I was there from day one of Tye Tribbett movement, and he was a founding member. It was just me, him, and his brother. That was the group.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so I started me and Tye, and then we embarked. I started going, and we played together all the time. Anybody who would let us play, we played for Steve Middleton. We played for, like I said, the Tri-State Mass Choir. Anybody who would let us play, we would play. Then I ended up moving because my mom wanted to move to Burlington, so I didn't see Tye as much, but we still hung out. And then when I got a little bit older, going to college, Tye would come get me every day. I mean, when I say every day, bro, like every day. I pretty much failed college because of Tye Tribbett. And he would get me every day. We were gigging, so I was in college and gigging. Then I took a little semester off, and I was at his house so much. His mom said, "You might as well move in." And bro, in that little bit of time, we, me and Tye and his brother were inseparable, and we created Soundcheck together and did all these records. And, before you know it, we signed to James Porter, the Access Music Group out of Philly. And James was working with Dr. Dre, and it was frustrating Tye that we couldn't get none done, waiting for him. And so we said, yo, man, we got to get this album done. And the other partner from Access, Chauncey Childs, who's actually my lawyer and manager today, he said, hey, man, y'all can have the studio. And Tye was like, yo, let's go in and do, finish the album. So we did Victory Live, and we looked up and finished. And the engineer looks at me and says, you just produced this whole record with, like y'all produced the whole record. I didn't even know what it was, bro. he was just like, everything y'all did, y'all pretty much produced your own record. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, I went to Tye. I was like, yo, we the producers on this joint. We should be the producers. And he's like, yeah, we should be the producers. And so that just lifted us, into producing our own records and just learning and then over time growing. And, Tye became so busy, I just couldn't stick with the road. I was married, had a child. So if there was 365 days of the year, Tye was gigging 350 of them, you know what I mean? And I really couldn't keep up. So I told him, let me stay home and just run Soundcheck Productions. And in doing that, just gigging when I could and just doing production, I started working with other people, and you got really cool with Aaron Lindsay when we did an Israel tour, and he allowed me to write, and I got on that Marvin Sapp record, and Jason Nelson was a good friend of mine, and he called me and was like, yo, I want you to produce this record, and Shifting came. It was like a domino effect, and then, the names just kept coming, man, but it all really was because I just stayed on my grind, really stayed on my grind.
Wow. Okay. Because we're there. Let's segue to this question though. I wasn't gonna go here first, but let's go here. So what is your take on then kind of networking then? Because there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of producers, there's a lot of musicians who kind of want to get inside those arenas. They want to be around those type of people. They want to network with that caliber of artistry. So how do you, what advice would you give to them? Because kind of for you, you're saying like it happened like a domino effect, basically.
Yeah.
One thing, and then you met Aaron Lindsay, then after that, it was just one thing after another. So kind of what tips or what strategies or what things were you doing that helped you to network with all of these people, to be able to work with all of these people?
Well, I think the most important part is really drive. If you paid attention to anyone that is successful, is they never stop. You know what I mean? And I never look up. I never pay attention to what someone is doing around me. I just keep steadfast at what I'm doing. And I learned a long time ago that if I don't, open my mouth, man, and introduce myself, my tracks will always just be on my laptop. They will always stay in this computer. But the minute I open my mouth and introduce myself to people around me, not being afraid to share, not being afraid to let someone know that I'm, trying and that I'm learning. I think a lot of people or musicians nowadays or young producers, they get caught up more in the social media aspect of just taking a picture or, but I'm the kind of dude, man, that studied the greats. I put the time in, because the reality, man, is right in front of you. Like, if you want to make hit records, you study Quincy Jones, you study Tommy Sims, you study Clive Davis, you study Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, you study David Foster. Like, I have these books, I have all my books right here. Like, they don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, the best of Clive Davis. Like, I read these joints. I read books like the 1,000 recordings to hear before you die. Like, these are hit records. So, it's just the same thing as YouTube, man. It's like, anything you're trying to be successful at, to some degree, someone has done it before, unless you're just really trying to be innovative on something no one has done, then you really got to step it up twice. But I studied the greats. I read up on these guys. So if I ever had an opportunity to meet Quincy Jones, it's not, hey, Quincy, man, can I get a picture? It's like, Quincy, man, why did you move to France? Why, what made you, I put the work in and really, knowing who these people are and studying the ingredients because it's right in front of me. So you have to put in the work, and putting in the work creates this spirit of, this dude really wants it. And so when you run into an Aaron Lindsay, somebody who wanted it and he was attracted to the heart. He saw in me something. He saw the spirit in me. The Bible says, the spirit by the fruit is bear. That's with everything. That's not just, that's just not happiness and joy. If someone is joyful spirit, they make everybody happy. That applies for that. If someone is a jerk and frustrating all the time, everybody around you don't want to be, I don't want to be around that kind of energy. You hear that? It's the same thing, bro. If you bust your butt and you put your time in, everybody who works like you do will be attracted to you. I truly believe that.
So let's stay there for a second, because this is getting good. So we're in the age now to where, like you said, social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever name you want to put there. We're in a content based kind of era where people feel obligated to release content, or feel obligated to post, feel obligated to put work out, even if it's maybe not like the most high quality of work, video, whatever, content. So how do you feel about that going on now at the rate that it's going on, versus like really, because you seem like a guy who, like you said, studied to cut twice, measure twice, cut once type of guy.
There you go.
So
exactly.
you put in the behind the scenes knowledge or understanding to why you do what you do, and you're very purposeful. But it seems as if nowadays, when it comes to especially a lot of artists, producers, and musicians, that they're not necessarily purposeful. It's more like almost like they have to put this record out, or they have to put this out. And it may not necessarily, I don't want to say be done, but it doesn't seem as if a lot of people took the time behind the scenes to study certain sonic patterns, certain formats of songs, different demographics. How do you feel about I guess music the way it is now, and kind of like what's your take on that? Do you feel as if a lot of people are doing their due diligence and putting their best foot forward, or do you feel like people are just trying to get I guess like a quick name or a quick hit first?
Yeah, I think Keith, everything has its place. I've never been a big social media guy. You know what I mean? I was the kind of dude that, like, if you actually were on your phone in my session, I'm yelling at you. You know what I mean? Or if we're trying to write something and, someone, yo, in the studio with Dana Sorey, yo, my man is killing, I've had that, you know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I think I think there's a time and a place for it, but, when I'm the only one working, what are we really, really, really doing? And, with social media, I understand it's a necessary evil. The key is control. I think if you don't control that thing, or you're getting on there and you're not prepared to really display what you can bring to the table, you really, really can shoot yourself in the foot. But if you use it in a healthy form, like, social media is amazing, man, because it's literally free advertisement. Back in the day, for you to be known or you to display your gifts and your talent, you would have to pay for that. You would have to pay to get a post on like Facebook or Twitter back in the day, or, Periscope. These are platforms that people actually pay money for to get on. Now, this stuff is pretty much free. You got SoundCloud where you can display your music, and, and it's getting people deals. Justin Bieber got his career because he's a YouTube sensation, Usher song. So many people, man. Chance the Rapper. I mean, we can go through it, how social media actually helped others. But what separates the men from the boys is, if your product is not up to standard when you're on there, you're going to be a one-hit wonder. You're going to be the Chocolate Rain dude, or you're going to be the, you know what I mean? You're going to be that cat that just got the one thing. So it's cool if you making your dough and you make the best of your dough of that moment. But I'm a longevity guy. I believe, you know what I mean? I'm in here, trying to make timeless music. And when it's timeless, or if you're trying to make timeless music, it takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time to stir the soup and bake the cake, to make sure everybody wants to come back to that cake and get a taste of that cake. So, we chase goosebumps. I'm chasing goosebumps. I'm like, it don't leave these four walls until I'm feeling it, until it's amazing to me, till I can't stop listening to it. And once I feel that, then it's ready to leave. It's ready to leave the oven, in my personal opinion. So if you're not putting that time in and making sure that, number one, also, I believe you should battle test. Battle test your tunes. When people come here, like, I like to show it to my homies. I may have a client here, I'm working on something totally different, but I'll show him something else that I'm working on, just to see his reaction. And if I see that they're listening to something I got and they being, preoccupied by their phone or anything else, it's like I need to go back. I got a little bit more to digging in. But when you putting the time in to make sure that it's like getting people's attention, then it's ready to go out. So I just don't send anything out that's not ready, and I don't let social media dictate my work ethic. I use it when it's the time to use it, and then it's off when it's supposed to be off. And when people come here or artists come here, I let them get their posts out, and then it's time to go to work, man. You know what I mean? Time to get it done.
So let me ask you this. Let's switch gears here. What is, to people who may not know, what is the stay home money movement? What is that?
Okay, stay home money movement. Okay, funny quick story. When we had dropped Maranda Curtis's record, her marketing staff was like, "Yo, Dana, why don't you really post anything about Maranda?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Yo, why don't you post about how y'all made the record, how you came up with the record?" I was like, "Bro, I'm trying to make more records. Like, I don't got time to be doing all that." He was like, "Nah, you got to. That's like, it's free advertisement marketing. So this is what I want you to do." He was like, "Every other day, I just want you to take 10 minutes, go on IG Live or Facebook Live, whatever he made me do." I never went on live ever in my life. He's like, "I want you to go on live and just talk for 10 minutes about the process of you making Miranda's record."
Yeah.
And in that, so many people was asking me questions, you know what I mean? And then one of the questions like, "Yo, man, why don't you go on the road anymore?" And I was like, well, when I did it with Tye, it was cool, but the biggest thing that bothered me about the tour life was, if I'm about to set my life as 3 months of my life aside to go on tour with John P. Key, I always use the John P. Key example. When John P. Key hits me and says, "Yo, my hip hurt, and we're not gonna go on this tour." Now, Keith, my hip is fine, but now my money and my time got screwed up because John P. Key hip hurts and he can't walk. And now I done wasted I done gave somebody my church gig. I done gave the first gig because in my mind, I'm gonna be away for 3 months. So, and when it's canceled, bro. It's like, there's nothing I can do. There ain't no retainer. We're gospel music, for Christ's sake. It's not pop. It's not R&B. It's not Usher. We don't get half your money up front. It don't work like that. So when you get not screwed over, but when that happens, bro, it's just, that bothered me so much. I said, "Yo, man, I gotta make some stay home money. I'm about to stay home money, bro. That's what I'm about. Being my own boss, creating my own situation." And I just put my mindset on that. And in saying that word, everybody was hashtagging, stay on money. Yeah, stay on money. Stay on money. And it really stuck. I was like, man, wow. People really, really like, that concept. So I was just talking about it every time I went on. And I would always end, saying, "Yo, I'm about that stay on money." And what it is, my boy hit me. It's like, "Yo, man, that you should teach. You should teach it, bro. You should teach it." And I was like, man, I never thought about that. So I just started dropping nuggets, Keith. And my man said, "Nah, you should figure out a way to create tiers. Like, maybe make a tier that they can pay you to be personal with you, where you can walk them through their records, so they can ask you anything and you can give them just a little bit of your time." And so we came up with all these different tiers. But I go online pretty much, and I pre-record my courses, and I do live courses with record execs, or producers, and I let my members, my Stay on Money members, ask questions on Zoom, just like this, and it's full of people. And I do, and it's created tiers, and it's an online course on just the music business. I go and I talk about my process, how I record my guitars, how I record my drums. I can talk about anything. I talk about renting, why you shouldn't rent, you should own. I talk about publishing. I talk about copyrights, how to do all that. I answer any question you may have about the music business, or any question you may have about how I got where I got, how I built the studio, how I invested my money, how I continue to go to the next level. You know what I mean? So I'm here to inspire and pull out of my members what they had no idea they had in them. You know what I mean? So it's really, really cool.
So let's stay there just for 1 second. When we talk about the tour versus you staying home, you know, and stuff like that, what do you say to the musician, the artist right now? You know, that's their dream. They want to do the tour life. They just want to do it. They want to do it, and they don't necessarily think the business implications that go along with it. Now, for you, you were very aware of kind of that, you know, and I feel like personally to me, I'm a musician. All my friends are musicians. You know how it is. You grow up, everybody you know is a musician, period. And it seems as if some people still aren't aware of like the business side to these decisions. And kind of like you said, going on tour, being away for months at a time, not necessarily thinking about a lifestyle, you know, a real lifestyle, handling your life, your business, your bills, your expenses, whatever. So what do you say to the people who still what do you say to the people who still like chasing like tour life? You know what I'm saying? Just like chasing, like, what do you say to them? Like, do you feel like, yo, do it, it's great, it's a great experience, or are you like, nah, like invest in yourself? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, the reality is, what I would say to them is join the Stay Home Money movement, you know. And let me tell you why I say that, because the basis and the foundation of the course is to create a plan. If you do tour, let me tell you what you do when you get home. So you're building that you get to a certain point that you don't have to do it anymore. That's what I started to exercise. I started to exercise a plan of making my money when I'm touring, but investing in myself. It's like every musician, you have this mentality. You have to have this mentality. Okay, here I am. There's my gig over here. Then there has to be me. Whether this gig is church, or whether it's Israel, whether it's Chris Brown, whether it's Janet Jackson. But when I go and work for Janet Jackson, I'm putting 2 bricks on her house because that's my moneymaker. But the 2 bricks that I put on her house, I got to make sure that I'm putting 1 brick on mine. All right? I'm going to play for Israel, putting 2 bricks on his crib. I take that 1 brick and put it on mine. You know what I mean? So by the time I look up all this gigging that I did do, by the time I looked up, I done built myself a house. I done built myself a foundation. I built myself a brand. I did everything I had to do. So now when Janet has a mansion, I got a condo. Cool. It's still my condo, Keith.
Right.
It's still my condo. It still works. I still got a bathroom. I still can eat. I'm still warm. I may not have a pool like Janet. I may not have the limo, but I'm cool with my condo. Still can function in my condo.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So now when I get condo level, I'm like, okay, Janet, cool. I really don't need you more. We're going to build right here on this condo. And I built my condo up to a townhouse, my townhouse up to a single family home, my single family home up into a mansion. So, you know what I mean? So it's all about the work, man. It's about putting in the work. You cannot forget that, bro. This is the business of drive and being different. If you are not different, you are not going to succeed. If you are not outworked, it's people who can play circles around me, Brian, the greatest keyboard player in the world, but my business sense, I'm killing them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not, think of it like this, bro. I'm not playing the gig with skill. I'm playing the gig with my mind. I'm playing the business game, and I'm playing my instrument. So where someone may work, play circles around me, but my intellect on what I'm doing, my relational, very, very a people person, very personable, that stuff goes a long way. And I'm a sacrificer. I understand that I have to invest in But Janet, I understand. I'm going above and beyond for Janet. I'm sacrificing. I'm not trying to act like I made it or I succeeded in a way. This is years of sacrifices, bro, that have worked in my favor because people have seen how bad I want it. I understand if someone can't. I never go where I'm not valued either. I always go where I'm celebrated. You understand what I'm saying? I don't go play for churches that don't celebrate me, don't respect what I do. I don't play for people who don't respect or respect what I do. I play for people that care about my well-being. You know what I mean? That's extremely important. And everybody's not built for the tour life. So, you know what I mean? If you're a womanizer, you smoke and you drink and you're doing more smoking than you are saving. You're doing more drinking than you are saving. You're doing more drinking than you are playing and learning. It's not for you. It really isn't. But if you have some form of discipline and you're out there and you're making power moves, meeting people, helping people, assisting people in what you do, you know, that's what it takes, because everybody is in line. It's a line, it's a circle that has to come around, man. And hard work just pays off, bro. It just pays off, period.
Man, there's a bunch of clips in there. Like, I just know I'm about to chop. Chop this up. You can definitely tell when you're talking to someone who lives this and wants to really pour this out to other people. Like, you do this. I've seen your videos. You know,
Yes,
I've seen you move. Like, your drive is everything. You know exactly what you want to say, how you want to say it. So this is very good. So real quick, so let me ask you this question. Let's talk about business for a second.
Okay.
So you're in your studio now, right? You built your studio in your house, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So what does the day-to-day look like for you? What does the business side look like for you? Are you always like in the studio? I mean, like you kind of alluded to, that was your problem in the past. Like, you was like, I ain't even got time to post. I gotta knock out another record. So what, like, kind of like, what's your schedule like? Are you just making music? Because now you have a lot of hats. You have a lot of hats that you're wearing. You have people who you're responsible for now. Like, so kind of like, what's your day to day now? Like, businessman, studio guy, business. Like, what's kind of like your schedule like now?
All right, I wanna drop this nugget on how I'm going to answer that question. I gotta backtrack a second.
All right, cool.
What I want your fan base to understand is this: catalog is everything, bro. There were years, bro, that I was in my living room making tracks, had no lyrics to them, making music, or had hooks, no verses to them, verses, no bridges, just a whole bunch of music. But over time of just building catalog, bro. When I got one or two placements out of my catalog, bro, it was like, okay, one idea can change your whole life, bro. One idea. So I'm continuously making catalogs of music, ideas and everything. I just make sure that it just doesn't sit in my computer. I got to make sure that I'm spreading, asking, catching up with other cats that do what I do and let them come over. I built my studio because I wanted to be a hub for music creators. You know what I mean? Like, my studio isn't open to the public, but it's open to anybody who wants to do what I do, make music. You know what I mean? I'm a music creator. When I'm not in my lab, which is a lot, when I'm not, if my homie hit me, it's like, yo, D, I got this idea. Can I get? I don't charge. I try not to even charge my homies, man. I'm like, yo, it's yours. Just pay my engineer. So I'm all about making a hub, and I'm understanding, you have to understand that you never know when that one idea is going to stick. So it is my drive to make sure that I stay making ideas, building catalog, because when it rains, it pours. When you actually get a phone call and an opportunity, Keith, those phone calls keep coming, man. And I'm actually going back in my laptops from 5 years ago, pulling out ideas, blowing them off. Okay, cool, we go. And some of my oldest ideas are some of the drinks that you guys may hear on a major record, you know, that I'm doing, because I understand that catalog is everything. So I'm always in the studio. I'm always creating opportunities for myself. I know every president of every label. I've called them. I've sent emails to them saying, hey, my name is Dana Sorey. I worked with your brother. Oh, I know you, who you are. How do you know who I am? Because I'm everywhere. I gotta be everywhere. I have to be everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? I'm introducing myself, making sure that my name is known. And there's a million people who still don't know who I am. I got to get them too. You know what I mean? So the business side of me, I've always been, when I got into my boss mentality where I got to create my own situations, that's when I start creating all these business ventures for myself. But I'm always thinking about a plan of how to, at the end of the day, how to help others, how to assist others, and how can I take my learning platform to a new level. So I have to, the money helps me do that. It helps me create. I want to take Stay Home Money on the road. That is one of my dreams, to take it and create workshops all around everywhere, different places. It is also my dream to bring Soundcheck together and do a straight crazy workshop one day. It's going to be extremely hard, but when that happens, it's going to be a problem.
We can start in Philly.
Yes. Yes, man. So I'm always trying to push the envelope on what works for me. And when I'm pushing the envelope, trying to figure out what works for me, it creates a new business venture I have to come up with, because I got to make it work for me, no one else. If I don't do it, no one else is going to do it. So I have to create stuff that works for me, which makes business sense. I built Seabass Entertainment from the ground up. Which built my studio, which is Sea Blake Studios, and I have Stay Home Money Movement, and then I have Maranda, who is an artist that I ran into, and she was singing BGVs, and she called me up, and I said, get down here, and I said, yo, listen, you can do this, you can figure this out. And Maranda owns her own masters, bro. I walked her through how to do that. I walked her music right into every label that exists.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back?
Yeah, I told her how to own her own masters, bro. And I walked those masters into a label and said, we are not giving up our masters. What deal do you have that makes sense for us? That she can own her own masters. Because I heard Quincy say it. I heard Clarence Avant say it, own your masters. So now with the social media and industry now, man, some of these labels are on life support. But if you have a name for yourself and you have some energy on you, you are in a position to make your own deal or situation. You just got to believe in yourself, and you got to put the time in. And it's all around. It's right ahead of you. You just got to look at it, execute it, make it happen for yourself. You know what I mean?
Man, this is good. All right, I got another question, and then we can kind of move on to wrapping it up. Man, because you a content quality guy, man. Like all the questions I was going to ask you, man. Like you just like check. I said, dang, you making my life hard.
No, you good.
One thing that you did say was that one thing that really benefits you and that keeps you kind of in the brains of everyone else is that nobody's going to hear your music unless if you actually hand it out to them. And a lot of people who I work, especially producers are stingy people, yo. We're so stingy, man. They won't even play a track. They won't let you hear specific things because they've
been hurt, man. They've been hurt.
You're going to take it. They think you're going to jack it. They think that.
Yeah, they've been hurt. They've been through something. Something happened to them that gave them that mentality. But I promise you, bro, they're going to be angry and home. With no money. We're making stay home madness.
How does Dana Sorey shop? How do you shop your music around? How do you so okay, because I know now you got a name. People know who you are, clearly, evidently. How do you, if someone may be working on a track or you kind of want to work with a specific artist, how do you like, yo, here I got a track for you? Like, how do you actually shop your music around to these different people?
What the blessing is, like you said, I don't have to anymore. I literally, it's really dope that I'm so blessed, man, that my phone rings. And honest to God, I said a prayer years ago when I built my spot. I said, Lord, if you send the people, Lord, I promise you, man, I will give you the glory for it every second of my life. I promise, bro. When this room was just walls and wood and concrete and cold, bro, I will bring my laptop down here, Keith. I just got truth. I bring my laptop down here with my worship music and pray over the walls, man. I would touch every wall, and I would ask God, could he please do it for me? And please give me a chance to share what he's given me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the honest to God truth. That is not a lie. I sold more into him and letting him know if he trusts me with it, that I will be a good steward over it. You know what I mean? And that's not fake, man. That's about at 100 as it comes. And to this day, bro, I will come down here. If I wake up and I can't sleep or something, man, I would just come down here, man, and just pray and thank God for every opportunity that he has given me, man. Every moment that he's given me, I thank him for it, bro. And sometimes it draws me to tears how far I've come. And I look up and it's like, man, like, dude, how do I have gold plaques on my wall? How do I have these Billboard awards on my wall? Like, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, I cannot tell you how it happened beyond the fact of I understanding everybody is due a season. You know, I can't tell you when your time is, bro. I can't tell y'all when it's going to happen for you. But one thing I do know, bro, is if you put that time in, man, and you take the time and while putting that work in, you give it to God and you say, yo, Lord, please bless this. You can trust me with it. Why would I be frustrated? Why would I be angry with someone? Why would I be stingy with my baby? It's like you don't show somebody how beautiful your baby is. That's stupid to me. That's dumb. And you can't let the business dictate, you know what I mean, the beauty, the gift of music is to be given back. So to hold on to it with the attitude is I'm not going to show you my baby until you pay me. Yo, bro, that's a weird place to be, yo. That's a terrible place to be if that's your attitude, if that's your drive, if that's your stance. That's terrible, bro. You need to be reprogrammed and retrained. I promise you, because you've been hurt and it's cool. But let's wrap on that. Let me tell you why that happened. And let me tell you why you should have took it to the neck and get over it, bro. All right? You got to move on, yo. This is not about you being hurt. Yo, forget all that. I can't stand when cats talk about church hurt. Yo, church hurt only means to me you was at the church too long. You stayed there too long. You saw them treating you like crap, and you stuck with it because you needed the check. But that ain't the pastor's fault. That's your fault. Period. You did that to yourself. Don't blame nobody. Now, if it's your family, if it's your uncle's the pastor, it's still your fault. I don't go where there's bad energy. Yo, you should not be where you can't stand. Move out of there, yo. And the minute you move, which is called a faith move, then he'll open up the doors, bro. It's very simple, man. Like, why would you stay in something that's hurting you? Like, and then blame it on them. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Too much, yo. You need to be reprogrammed. You got to be reprogrammed. You gotta let all that stuff. You gotta build all that energy up for you. You gotta build all that stuff up and say, okay, what am I gonna do about it? What am I about to do? Am I gonna sit here and take 3 months and complain about it, or am I gonna make 3 fire tracks because I'm pissed? Let's go. You know what I mean? I'm all about catching fire. If you got me heated, I'm taking that energy and putting it into something positive. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So yeah, it's time out for blaming everybody, bro. I mean, because blaming everybody gonna keep you in the back of the line. Period. You know what I mean? It's gonna keep you in the back of the line. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep it moving, man.
I knew you was gonna bring the energy. I mean, for sure. There's
On
not one
me, bro.
video I haven't seen ever that you was like at 50%.
Yeah, yo, bro. If Keith, if you are not contagious,
Right.
what are you? You mad normal. You mad normal, yo. You have to be contagious. Your drive, your stance, how you respond, you gotta be contagious, bro, because that's these people, these label heads that I talk to, man, they just want good energy. They just want a good business plan. They want their product on time, and they want great music. We all know how to make great music, man. Just put the time in. Don't be too musical that nobody can't write to your music. Be just enough. You give it just enough that it can be teachable. You know, all this busy music and, you know, lyrics that don't make sense, man. Nah, man. You keep at these choruses. You keep at these hooks that people, you know, if somebody isn't walking away with a chorus or a hook, you ain't did your job. Go back in and get it done. And it's only going to help if you share it, if you show it to somebody. Yo, is this how you feel about this hook? Or you bring in cats that you know that are learning to write like you. And that's all me and Tye Tribbett, and that's all Soundcheck did, bro. Everybody thinks we practice 20 hours a day. Nah, yo, we stayed in that joint till it felt good. And when it felt good, it went out the door. Because if it feel good to me, it's going to feel good to you.
Wow. So let me ask you this. When it's all said and done, when your catalog is finito and you have done kind of everything you kind of wanted to do in the music world, what do you want to be known as? Well, when they say your name, like, what do you want to be after your name?
Yo, man, I just want to be respected, bro. I want the Seabass Entertainment Dana Sorey brand to say, yo, man, this dude made great music. You know what I mean? Like, his music is respectable. Like, yo, and most importantly, bro, the dude just feel good.
Yeah.
He feel good. Like, he know how to make that feel good. And I'm cool with that. Because Quincy makes feel good. Tommy Sims makes feel good. You know what I mean? The Yellow Jackets make feel good. I mean, we can name the genres all day long that, you know, that I listen to, you know what I mean? It just feels awesome. It feels good. I just want to be respected, bro. I want people to walk away with a chorus that touched them, a verse that touched them, a melody or something that was played that touched people's lives, man. You know, it means a lot to me when people be like, yo, man, like, you know, what you did with Soundcheck, man, you guys were a movement, you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. That makes me feel so good because we didn't understand what we had, bro. We just loved what we were doing, bro. And that's the most important. Love what we do, man. When you love what you do, man, you know, it will stand the test of time. It will really stand the test of time.
Man, thank you for jumping on today, man. Thank you for sharing with us all your knowledge. Where can people go if they want to find you?
Yeah, man. Well, of course, I always like to pull people to, you either can go to danasorey.com, that's DANASOREY. If you go on danasorey.com, you will find all my platforms for Stay Home Money Movement, or you can go directly to Stay Home Money Movement, all word, .com, and you'll see my online courses there. But Dana Sorey, or you can follow me on IG at DCBAZZ. I'm on there as DC Bass. On my IG account, and Dana Sorey on my Facebook. I'm always involved in something, man. I got a whole lot of great music coming out, and just blessed to be in the number, bro. And thank you, man, for inviting me here, man. Thank you for supporting my music. Without you, man, you know, it's
man. I was a fan since, what was it? 2008 maybe.
Wow.
New Year's Eve concert. You did that. Yeah. I made it. Oh
yeah, you talking about LA? We was in LA, yeah.
It was like 11 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right? One of my favorite groups, bro.
Man, I just appreciate you for you getting on. For everybody else who's watching, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the little notification bell so you know when these videos go up. My name is Keyz, and I will catch y'all in the next video.